Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm David. Really sitting down. We're raw surf. This is Moose.
Smooth Moose.
Yeah, so we're about connecting the surfing community together, talking about relevant stories. Surfing is our way of life, guys. So welcome to the show. We have some exciting things happening. We've got Jasmine Almeida, our guest from
Hi.
Surfing the Gap. And we have Moose here. If you haven't met Moose before, he's you comfortable?
He's a 120-pound pit. That's
No.
very strong jaws.
No, he's a lab mix.
Okay, yeah, lab mix.
He's a sweetheart.
He's a big lab, biggest lab I've seen.
That's right.
He's like the Debo lab.
Yeah, so on our show, we'll be talking today about surfing the gap and giving you guys some awesome feedback and tips that can help kids with neurodiversity, which is what it's all about. And Jasmine, tell us about yourself, please.
So my name's Jasmine. I grew up here in Cocoa Beach, and I always loved surfing, and I saw how being by the ocean and participating in activities that get you really involved with nature, like surfing, helps one's mental well-being and their physical health, and I just wanted to be able to share that with everyone from all the communities. And one community that I saw that might not have as many opportunities available for them in that area was the special needs and neurodivergent communities. And so that's why I came up with Surfing the Gap.
Now, Jasmine, when was the first Surfing the Gap?
The first Surfing the Gap was in October of 2020, and during that year, a lot of the opportunities for these kids got canceled due to the pandemic. So I found it was a good opportunity to get these kids outside again and
Right.
get them involved in physical activity and also reconnecting with other kids and getting that socialization time as well.
So, what gave you the idea to start Surfing the Gap?
I used to be a surf instructor with M&M Surf School in New Smyrna Beach, and I had
Shark part.
we did see a shark one time, but the kids thought it was pretty cool, so it was fine. And I had one kid in one of my weeks of surf camp, and they had a little bit of a harder time surfing and just learning how all the other kids were learning. And so I found that during our lunch breaks and things like that, I would take them one-on-one and try to approach it in a different way that best suited their specific way of learning.
So, sorry to interrupt you. So, basically, for these kids with special needs, you need a lot of volunteers, so they're going to have more one-on-one with the kid. That's how they learn better, right? Correct?
Yes, I think that they definitely learn better with one-on-one, so the more volunteers we have, the better. And also a component of that is that each kid is different, and so we're able to personalize their learning experience with surfing when we have more volunteers that can help coach them either one-on-one or sometimes with only one other kid or sometimes two volunteers to one kid, depending
Right.
on their specific needs and
Of course.
preferences.
It's pretty awesome.
Awesome. And in 2020 it started and it's grown to several hundred participants now. So.
Yeah, you started with 20 participants, right? And then last one was 200.
Well,
Well,
not just the
including the-
participants, but
including
everyone
the- yeah.
coming out on the beach.
Right.
Yeah. So
pretty
that's
awesome.
including our volunteers and just other people at the beach that didn't particularly want to surf or volunteer, but just came out to support. And I think that's a really beautiful thing when the community can all get together for an event like this.
Nice.
You have any experiences from previous Surfing the Gaps that stand out to you that you would want to share with our guests, with our fans?
Yeah, of course. So definitely one of the most impactful experiences that I've seen during Surfing the Gap was this one kid, and I won't share his name, but he was never someone to really get out of his shell, and his mama told me that he didn't really like talking to other kids. She said, I can't remember the last time I saw him smile, and she could just never get him to go out and do new things just because he was a little scared. But she was able to convince him to come out to Surfing the Gap, and I was able to work one-on-one with him because I wanted to make sure that he had the best experience possible. And he was a little ambivalent about it at first, but when he got out there and he caught his first wave, his face just lit up with a giant smile, and he got the surfing bug, and he wanted to go out and do it again. And his mom texted me later that year and said that she got him a surfboard for Christmas because ever since that Surfing the Gap, that's all that he could talk about, and she was so happy to finally see him smiling and having fun for the first time in a while.
And I'm sure we can all agree that's how we
great.
all started surfing. Like, we got that stoke from that, either that first wave or that first session, or the experience of being at the beach.
Yeah, it gives you that power.
Correct.
To the kids, that you got some power in you to slash up.
You're in
some
the
waves.
elements, you're surfing Mother Nature.
Yeah, it's a confidence builder, huh?
Yeah.
I think so. I think that it does a lot for their confidence, because maybe in another setting or situation they may not feel comfortable going out there, because if the coaching and the whole environment's not suited for them, they may feel discouraged because they're not getting the hang of something as quick as other kids may be in a different setting. So I think that having a safe environment where they feel free to make mistakes and to go to things at their own pace really helps and makes them feel more comfortable trying something that they may have not tried anywhere else.
Now, what are the usual sponsors that you've had?
Okay, so we've had a lot of sponsors. A lot of them were local, like local restaurants. We have Cocoa Beach Fish Camp Bar and Grill. We have Raw Surf, of course, always doing our photography. We also have other photographers, Pat Photography, Dramos Photography, and Kyle Miller. And we've also had other companies that aren't really in our home county here, but they heard about our mission and they wanted to help, like 2 Conchs charters down in the Keys, and they actually did a TV segment for their show with us, as well as Daytona Harley Davidson. When I was working for them during one of the bike weeks, the owner found out about our whole experience for the kids and thought that was really cool because he was a dad himself and a surfer, and so they've been a really great sponsor as well, and a ton of other more, like Indoboard, Sunbum, and I can go on and on.
Oh yeah.
Amazing sponsors.
Right Coast Apparel, they're over there.
Right Coast Apparel since day one.
Yeah. Yep. And Moose.
And Moose.
Moose is sponsor this year.
Yep, Coco Soul Surf School, Victor, he's great with working with the kids, and he has his surf school here locally too. So if any of the kids want to continue surf lessons outside of our event, I always recommend that they use one of our amazing sponsors like Victor, because they're just great with working with kids of all different types and abilities.
Lots of great surf schools in our community and surfers, and we're really blessed in the Cocoa Beach region where we're home based, but it's grown a lot, and it's great to have those things.
Yeah, definitely.
And all those dings are likes to this podcast, just so you know, right?
Forgot to turn off the phone. I said I was going to turn off the phone. Didn't turn off the phone. Whoops.
They're likes, okay? Comments and subscriptions.
Yeah, and so like you're talking about the sponsors now. Is there any kind of advice that, from your experiences dealing with the kids and the special needs and surfing, and things that they can do to have a safe and fun surfing experience, even on their own? Maybe not if they can't attend your Surfing the Gap event this year. Maybe they can go out and go surfing with their parents or friends.
Yeah, one tip and a piece of advice I would give to anyone surfing, not just special needs kids, is that just go out there and have fun and try not to compare yourself with anyone else, because
Right.
at the end of the day, you're doing it for your own personal benefit, for your physical well-being, for your mental well-being, and so at the end of the day, you just want to have fun, and so don't compare yourself and don't get discouraged if you have a few gnarly wipeouts, because it's all part of the experience. And yeah, just make sure it's something that you enjoy.
It's great advice.
And of course, safety first. Make sure you wear sunblock. You have a leash, wax. You don't get in people's way. That's the main thing about beginners. You have to learn the surfing rules. And I feel like they don't teach that much, right? They just teach you how to surf, and then you just go out there and learn like the rest of us, because they didn't teach me that when I started,
I think that things like surfing etiquette are a little less important at our events because we're
Right.
just trying to get them more comfortable with being in the water. But I'd say definitely, if that's something surfing that you want to explore outside of this environment, you would
Like when
wanna,
you go out on your own.
Yeah, you definitely want to be familiar with the rules and certain etiquettes, like not dropping in on someone's wave and other things like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of the way that things kind of go at your event, can you kind of break that down, like a day at Surfing the Gap, for people to kind of get an idea?
Yeah, of course. So our day starts before the sun even rises, for the volunteers at least.
Setting up.
What?
Setting up.
Oh, yep, setting up. So we go there, we get everything set up, and we just want to get all organized before the kids come to make sure that they can have the best experience and environment to learn in. And then once the kids start arriving, we have everyone sign their waivers, photo release forms and everything like that. And then we'll start getting the kids checked in, getting them their t-shirts, their goodie bags, and all of those things. And then we have volunteers go around, start talking to the kids, trying to get them comfortable and maybe get them to play some activities or games beforehand. And then we normally have the former Special Needs Olympic state longboarding champion Colin come, and he leads us in group stretching.
Nice.
We go over some
cool.
safeties, basics on how to pop up, and then after that we head into the water and we have all our volunteers and we all take the surfboards out and the kids, and then it's just a good time from there. And
So, what are the games you played before? Like flags and the tennis ball in the water, right?
So we have sponsor SandFit Athletics, and they set up little obstacle courses and relay races for the kids.
Wow.
But we also bring things too, just like little beach toys. We just want the kids to start being comfortable at the beach and start talking to the other kids and getting out of their comfort zone a little bit and making new friends.
And closing the gap.
Incredible.
Closing the gap, bridging the gap.
Yeah.
That is just incredible. I mean, over the past 4, is this going to be the 5th year?
Yes, this will be the 5th year.
So yeah, after the past 4 years, I haven't been able to keep up with the growth because I didn't even know about these sponsors that you're talking about here with the games and courses and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, we have a bunch of amazing sponsors, and especially it's great to see how they just so selflessly give either like toys or even monetary donations to make sure that these kids have the best experience that they can. So can't thank them enough.
Now, where again is it at?
This year it will be on August 3rd at Lori Wilson Park in Cocoa Beach, and it's from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Sweet. 10:30 to 12:30, right?
2 hours.
But we'll be there at 6 a.m. just so you know. Very early.
Setting up.
Yeah.
Setting it up. That's awesome.
So what are the dates?
It's August 3rd this year.
Okay.
And it's from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at Lori Wilson Park in Cocoa Beach.
You just said that.
Now, what can people do if they want to sign up or want to participate or volunteer or sponsor the event? What can they do?
So we have an Instagram page, and it's at Surfing the Gap. And on our Instagram page, we have linked in our bio a registration form where if you want to sponsor, volunteer, or participate, you can put your contact information down. And even if you don't want to register that way, if you don't want to surf and just want to show up and cheer on the kids, then you're welcome to show up at the beach. It's a public beach, and we would love to have you there to cheer on the kids and just show them that they have a very supportive community behind them.
That's awesome. I'm loving this. Every year it just keeps getting better and better,
And here it is. Surfing the Gap.
yeah, so follow Jasmine's Surfing the Gap page, and on the Instagram there is an event on Facebook too. If you want to look up the event details, it's on Raw Surf's Facebook, so you'll be able to find that there if you're on Facebook, so don't worry. For those that are only on Facebook or Instagram, now there's both, okay? For both of you.
David has the Facebook part covered because
Old people.
I have a little trouble navigating Facebook.
And I still have MySpace, so we'll have another one. Just kidding.
Yeah, you're the ancient guy.
Yeah, dude. It's alright. Generation X,
We'll
right?
get you the news on the Pony Express if we have to.
She went back to the 1800s, man.
Pony Express, and not even the newspaper. Come on. The newspaper is at least for you guys that are baby boomers over there. You know, at least you'll check the newspaper. Pony Express, man.
That's good.
So we have the Surfing the Gap coming up, and we also have
What day? When is it? What day? August 3rd. I was paying attention the
August
second time.
3rd
Yes.
from
Yeah.
10:30 a.m. to 12:30
12:30.
p.m. at Laura Wilson Park in Cocoa Beach.
Yep. So we have that.
Wait, Lori Wilson, south or north? Is
The
it the
one,
dog park?
not the dog park.
Okay, the other one, okay.
one. Which one is that? The north one?
North, correct. Yeah.
Now you can park at the dog park parking if there isn't any parking available, and just walk across the bridge and get to the beach. It's right there.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find us. It'll be where all the cool people are having fun at. That will be us.
Yes, and we also have a couple other surf trips coming up. So if you want to go to Costa Rica with Aaron, Aaron was on our previous podcast. If you didn't check that out yet, check it out. He will be going to Costa Rica August 2nd through the 9th, and we'll be staying at our place in Pavones. So very long left point break. For more information on what a left point break is, refer to our podcast from before.
And lefts are the best, all right?
And then also, August 15th through the 21st, I will be going to El Salvador with a group, so you're more than welcome to join then, and that'll be August 15th through the 21st to Surf City.
El Salvador means the savior.
That's right. We'll save you from bad waves.
To great waves.
To great waves. All the time.
And lefts, of course. All right?
Yeah. So, and Moose, do you have any news for us?
He just had a sneeze.
Bless you, Moose.
Dude, what if you only did like surf trips to left point breaks?
Only lefts?
Yeah.
All our regular foot friends will just...
Hey, we're trying to, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I have a lot more regular foot friends than goofies.
Yeah. That's why we have Costa Rica for the lefts and El Salvador for the rights. So you can pick. And then if you don't want to do either of those, then you can come Surfing the Gap.
Yes.
Which will
Where's
be here in
Witch's
town.
Rock? Where's Witch's Rock?
So that's in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Okay.
Yeah, more the north section, the Pacific coast.
I've never been to both, so
Yeah, you gotta go.
I will.
You gotta come to Pura Vida land. Pura Vida.
Pura vida.
Pure life, guys. It says saying Costa Rica. I think we went over
That's
that.
Victor saying. That's how he says Pura vida.
Yeah, yeah. If you're from Costa Rica, you're gonna say Pura Vida. So, yeah. Trying to think what else we can
Moose
let you
is-
guys know.
Moose is having a great time. He's asleep.
Our next podcast, episode 3, we're gonna be doing some surf photography 101 with myself, as I'm a surf photographer.
Yes.
If I didn't introduce myself, I'm David. We should have been doing that at the beginning of the podcast, but
True.
I'm doing it here towards the end. So
And I'm Willie Q, and I'll probably be making jokes.
And this is Moose. He's also a host.
that's right. The star of the show, Moose,
Totally.
and Jasmine, of course. Our guest
The
for
star
today.
of this show is Jasmine.
That's right. Yes, and we're very thankful that Jasmine came on the show. That way we can get her story out there about surfing the Gap, and let you guys know that you know what's going on.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Don't forget, we need sponsors for Surfing the Gap. So, how do people become a sponsor if they want to become a sponsor?
If they want to become a sponsor, volunteer, participant, involved in any way, just go fill out that event registration, and it has the option to put in your contact information if you're interested in being a sponsor, and we'll reach out to them.
And Moose takes sponsors too. He shops at the pet store down the street, and we can put the link at the end of our video for Moose's
His wish list.
of things that he wants, right?
He
Moose?
loves food though more than anything.
That's right.
Kibble.
Yeah. And I'd like to tell you the surf forecast, I guess, before we go. So right now on the East Coast, most of the East Coast of the United States, it's pretty bad.
1-2 foot.
1 to 2.
Except New Smyrna is always 1 foot bigger than here.
In Florida, yeah. In Florida, our Florida fans, you can go to New Smyrna and get a little wave too. By the end of the week, it should be rideable again for sure.
Yeah, if you want to get bit by a shark, go up there. If you want to surf easier waves, come down here at Cocoa Beach.
Yeah. And then for those that want to know the Pacific, we have inbound swell for the Pacific, big swells. So all the way from South Central America to California into Hawaii, swells inbound. So if anybody's interested in doing a trip on a strike mission, you can hit us up on that too. We go with you. We document your adventure and capture your memories of you ripping.
And David's a really good surf photographer. He does videos, shots. He also has a drone.
I'm okay. We got a lot of surf photographers on our team.
All right, he's okay.
I'm just one of the
He's
okay
okay.
ones.
No,
He's all right.
good.
Okay, he's okay.
Good.
Yeah. So we
Be
appreciate
so hard on yourself, man.
we appreciate you guys all tuning in. And anything else you can think of you want to say?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
See ya at Surfing the Gap.
Yes. See you guys all at Surfing the Gap.
Raw Surf Podcast number 2 out. Peace.